All right, I've got the book, I Am Every Good Thing by Derrick Barnes. This is not a normal book. This book doesn't have events or a main character, doesn't really have a plot. This is a book about ideas. It could almost be written as a poem. I'm not sure if the author intended it that way, but anyway, not a normal book. The ideas this book is about the themes are positive self-affirmation and identity, childhood innocence, resilience, self-worth, emotional vulnerability, courage, and intergenerational connection. The dedication to this book I also think is worth mentioning. It's actually mentioned, like, it's got a list of names here, and these are like all of the young black men who were killed in like high profile police violence here. So that's what the themes are getting at. Okay, first question, character development. How does the main character react to falling on his skateboard? So this is where we see the themes of resilience and courage coming in. The kid falls on his skateboard, he hurts himself, but he is not discouraged by the fact that he fell and hurt himself on his skateboard. He gets right back on his skateboard even though he is hurt, thus showing resilience and courage. Next question, character development. How does the character react to the ideas of big dreams to accomplish? Here we see themes of courage again and positive affirmation. So we've got, here he's like a scientist in a lab. Over here he's like an astronaut. Both really difficult careers to accomplish. So it takes a lot of courage to tackle those careers, and it takes a lot of belief in yourself, positive affirmation, to tell yourself like, yes, I can go after those careers. So here we see themes of positive affirmation and courage, probably resilience too, because those are not easy careers to succeed in. All right, jumping forward. Okay, next question, character development. What does the main character's behavior tell us about what he is feeling? So here, this is just a page where he's like at the pool in the summertime, having a bunch of fun. This is developing the theme of childhood innocence. He's just a kid having fun. Like, that's, you know, he's not being courageous, he's not being serious, he's not being hard, he's not being cool, he's not being like, he's just a kid having fun. Childhood innocence. That is allowed, that is the thing that everybody should experience and allow themselves to experience. All right, jumping forward. Next question, character relationships. Who are the other characters and how do they get along? So on this page, he's like crying in the arms of his father. So this is getting to the theme of emotional vulnerability. Everybody should be able to have their emotions and feel them. And when you cry, you cry. That is fine. It also shows the theme of family connection. The kid crying in the arms of his father. And also over here, his dad's like holding him up so he can like slam dunk. This would also get to the theme of childhood innocence. But allowing emotional vulnerability, allowing family connection. So like a lot of times young boys, it's like, don't cry. You're not allowed to cry. Like, be a man. So kind of like getting rid of that idea and allowing it, and like teaching kids that it's normal. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, like you can cry and have your feelings. Totally allowed. And of course, like the connection with his dad. And jumping forward. Okay, final page, central message. What message moral does the author want us to learn from this story? So throughout, we have the idea of positive self-affirmation and identity. That is on every single page. The kid is saying that he is all of these great things, from courageous to brave to ambitious to vulnerable, and all of those things. He's a good brother, he's a good son, he's a good grandchild. So all of those things. Childhood innocence, like where he's slam dunking, where he's dancing to the music, where he's in his pool, like the idea that kids should be allowed to experience their childhood as children, just like having fun and playing, not worried about like looking tough or, you know, for a girl, like looking pretty or whatever, like just being a kid. Resilience, self-worth, that's seen on definitely a few pages where he's like aspiring to be an astronaut, aspiring to be a scientist, playing on the skateboard, where he's like doing difficult things. Emotional vulnerability, where he's crying with his dad. Courage, intergenerational connection, that's shown on this page. You have like several generations of Black Americans illustrated, and generational connection, like when he's with his father. So while it's not a regular book, no main characters, no events, no plot, this book is full of beautiful ideas to explore. Those ideas are positive self-affirmation and identity, childhood innocence, resilience, self-worth, emotional vulnerability, courage, and intergenerational connection. And that is I Am Every Good Thing by Derrick Barnes.